This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Encompass Health, Rehabilitation Hospital of New England. North Shore Community College. If you have the will to attend college, we have the way for you to earn your degree. And Leo Inc., your local community action agency.
Welcome back to LCTV News. I'm Dani Vittori, and we're right in the middle of the holiday season, having just celebrated Hanukkah and Christmas right around the corner. On that note, we had the Community Outreach Manager on the Lowdown from Brightview Health to provide insight into managing addiction during the holidays. News headlines were packed with grants being distributed all throughout the city. Here's the news for Friday, December 15th, 2023. Lynn Tech was awarded a $200,000 Career Technical Institute grant to begin offering classes in automotive technology and welding for adults early next year. Those who complete the courses will receive a certificate in their areas of study, as well as one from the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. The funding will allow the school to offer classes to 20 adults, 10 in each specialty, totaling 200 hours in training and instruction beginning in February of 2024. The current classes are filled to capacity, and the goal is to upscale once these first two are up and running. They were one of 18 schools selected as part of a partnership with CTI to provide career training and technical skills to adults in underserved populations. Metro Credit Union awarded a $10,000 grant to the Real Program's Little Free Library Initiative at their awards breakfast on the 8th. This specific initiative began back in 2018, with the program distributing over 300,000 books since 2013. There are currently 70 Little Free libraries installed, with another 140 built and ready to go. During the winter, they focus on indoor installations, and to avoid getting a dig safety inspection at every outdoor site, they secure them on posts in 5-gallon buckets of cement. According to their founder and executive director, Jan Plord, the goal is to install 250 libraries across the city. The Lynn Disability Network hosted the second annual sensory-friendly holiday party last Thursday night, the 7th. The three founders realized there were not places for families with disabled children to come together and celebrate, so they decided to organize one, made complete with professional photos and a sensory reprieve area.
This is our second annual sensory-friendly holiday party. The big draw here is that it's an event where people can show up, anything can happen. As long as a family shows up, that's the goal. We have a sensory room, we have a special event photographer, we have Marcy from Sunshine Photography, and she is a certified special needs photographer, so she is doing beautiful portraits for families that usually do not have access to a resource like that. So
for me, it's like when families get together. So when you go to inclusion party with all their parents, you always have to say sorry to all their parents. So here we don't have to say sorry because we all knows what's going on. So we can see the kids going to each other, bump to each other, so we don't have to say sorry.
For our families and the other families in Lynn, there's about 10,000 residents in Lynn with disabilities, and most events, while they may be accessible, they don't consider sensory needs. Bathroom access might not be ideal for that family situation. So our events are truly universally designed and open to all. Families like ours do not have places to gather together in the community.
I think it also helps to know that the kids here can run around barefoot, can basically just be themselves and not be censored about how they're acting or how they're behaving. Here, there's no limit. You show up
and we love you.
We have kids right now with no shoes, no socks. We open that. We want that. We embrace it.
The City Council approved the largest investment in Lynn's history, giving a green light to the South Harbor Development Plan, tax incremental financing, and easements. It will bring 850 mixed-income units and first-floor commercial space, with the project totaling $450 million. There will be 85 affordable units, varying in costs, with studios coming in at $62,000 annually at $1,140 net rent, 3 bedrooms at $93,000 and a net rent of $2,000, with 1 and 2 bedrooms going for $67,000 and $80,000. A large group of constituents were present at the meeting to oppose the development, holding signs that said, "No tax break to create a segregated neighborhood," and "Where was the public input?" Their loudest objection was to the $45 million tax break the developers will receive. Several councilors spoke against the tax break, but felt the project was still worth it. In the end, only Councilor-at-Large Nicole McLean voted against the development, stating that community needs to be more involved when negotiating these kinds of deals. Over the weekend, Latino Santa Maria celebrated the move to their new location with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. It included food, testimonials from former students, and a time for the community to come together and celebrate. On Saturday, December 9th, the Latina Santa Maria's Escuela Latino cut the ribbon on their new location outside the Lydia Pinkham building. Community members filled the space for a night of food and celebration. Notable guests included Mayor Gerald Nicholson, State Representative Pete Capano, Councilors Coco Alansug and Nicole McLean, Councilor-elect Natasha Madri, and School Committee-elect Sean Reed. Founder and Executive Director Magali Torres-Rowe gave a presentation on courses offered, including English as a second language and conversational Spanish, all with the goal of empowering the Latino community.
Muy importante para Latina Center Maria. This is very important day for Latina Center Maria, porque nuestro sueño se hizo realidad. Our dream comes true. That they can open, the dream, the American dream. Cuando la persona está educada, sus hijos no solamente van a poder, ellos van a aprender inglés, van a tener mejores salarios, pero también sus hijos van a ir a la universidad porque van a aprender cómo se navega el sistema y van a poder ayudar a sus hijos en inglés.
The North Shore Latina Business Association is very proud today to be here with Escuela Latina de Latinas Center Maria. A la 3.
For LCTV News, I'm Dani Vittori. Now in its 4th winter, Maria Vega Vieira is continuing her drive to collect items for those in need. This year, she hopes to create and distribute 450 basic hygiene kits filled with personal care items that are vital for self-care but are also costly. It runs through the end of February, and there are a variety of items people can donate. This includes soap, combs, gently used or new adult coats, toothbrushes, new t-shirts, hats, and gloves. These kits will then be delivered to the Haven Project, Lynn Police Department's Mental Health and Crisis Unit, Students in Need at North Shore Community College, and other local organizations. The City of Lynn has partnered with Creative Outdoor Advertising to add 4,300 gallons of capacity for waste disposal in downtown and other commercial areas. To date, Creative Outdoor has installed 48 units, each containing 30-gallon trash bags. They empty the bins at no cost to the city, as they are also fitting the bill for installation and maintenance. Therefore, they have the right to sell advertising space on the units and keep most of the revenue, with Lynn receiving a small portion. An online portal allows the city to submit requests to have the units emptied or serviced. Creative Outdoor will also be keeping records on when the units were last serviced. Some units that do not yet have advertisements are sporting signs designed by the mayor's office and raw artists. A 47 Central Christmas reunion party at Old Time Italian Cuisine on the 10th was a fun way for members to get together. It was a mix of holiday fun and camaraderie, as they were also hosting a toy drive in memory of a member who passed away just a few months prior. Here is more.
What's happening here is just the Christmas reunion party, a holiday party for everybody that I used to have at the club all the time when I owned 47 Central in Lynn. We would always do a party for the customers. And then Earl, one of our good customers, he used to do a Toys for Tots drive every year. And he recently passed away of cancer about 4 months ago. So I decided to put a toy drive together in his honor and donate everything to the Boys and Girls Club of Lynn. And the reason for the party is just to get everyone together, because there's no gay scene in Lynn anymore. There's no gay clubs in Lynn. And it's been over 10 years now, and the people, we're all getting older, and you don't see each other anymore. So I started putting events together.
It's like we're not forgotten. A lot of people are talking about the old people, get rid of the old people, get rid of them. No, we ain't going nowhere. And, you know, to come out and have a little holiday party with some old friends means a lot.
Well, I'd like to thank Old Time Restaurant, Bob Stillman, my sister-in-law Diana Jakuda, she's the manager here, for helping us put it all together and be so welcoming and inviting us in to use their spot.
The Pickering Middle School project landed a major win, with the Massachusetts School Building Authority approving the project scope and budget agreement on the 13th. The MSBA will put forth $104.5 million, leaving the city to contribute about $62 million. A small adjustment was made with the addition of an 850 square foot classroom, which is allowed, but the MSBA will not cover the extra cost. One positive is that the city's share was projected to be $25 to $30 million higher in the initial estimate, but an increase in the funding cap made the project affordable for the city. Next, the City Council needs to approve Lynn's part of the project, and that vote is expected in the next few weeks. Now inbounding the sports update. Girls basketball began the same way it has for 30 years, with the Paul Duquesne Varsity Girls Preseason Jamboree hosted by Lynn Classical. St. Mary's girls got hot in the second quarter, beating Saugus 38-21. Host Classical finished off the night with a tough 22-18 loss to Melrose. The girls Spartans made a statement in this young season, dominating Andover 61-28 in their season opener. Last year, Andover went undefeated, capturing the Division I state title. Despite graduating 3 seniors, the young team came through, including an 8th grader, as they went on a 13-0 run to begin the game and never looked back. They followed this with another impressive 82-24 victory over Cardinal Spellman, led by freshman Lily Norton and Bella and 8th grader Charlie Green. Their boys team also beat Andover 67-59, led by sophomore J.J. Martinez, who notched 30 points on the night. Their starting 5 all graduated last year, so they too are looking to young players to lead. They won again, this time in overtime, to overtake Cardinal Spellman 46-41. Both the Lynn Tech teams also won their games, the boys 52-28 over Lowell Catholic and the girls 60-44 over Innovation. For the girls, it was a group effort, spearheaded by Alyssa Morales, who scored 25 points while snagging 11 rebounds, 7 steals, and 4 blocks. In enemy territory, the boy Tigers never gave up, outscoring the Crusaders 34-22 in the second half to begin their season on a high note. The Tigers liked their new court as the girls picked up another home win 73-48 over Neshoba Tech. The KIPP girls and boys added to Lynn's win column as the girls bested Greater Lawrence 57-46 behind new head coach Michael McCarthy, and the boys downed Whittier 65-53 for a conference road win. The Lynn English and Classical girls lost heartbreakers to begin their season. English lost a 60-55 overtime battle with Medford. Amara Flores led the team with 24 points, including a three-pointer at the end of regulation to send it to overtime. But 4 Bulldogs fouled out of the game, which proved too much to overcome. This was followed by another loss, 40-24 to Revere. Classical also fell to the Patriots 35-34, but beat Medford 42-25 for a 1-1 record, foreign territory for a team that went 20-0 last year. On the flip side, the Boy Rams made a statement, downing the Revere Patriots 59-41 to kick off the season. Sophomore Marvin Avery Jr. led the team with 22 points, including a 9-point first quarter. The boys' Bulldog team also beat Revere by 31 points, 82-51, with 2 players notching more than 20 points apiece. On the ice, the St. Mary's girls overtook longtime rival Bishop Fenwick 8-0. 4 Spartans recorded their first career goals as Isabella Frietes netted a hat trick. Their boys' team had more mixed results, hosting and beating Central Catholic 3-2 before losing to Archbishop Williams 7-4. Versus Catholic, J.J. Avery scored the game winner on a one-timer to back up a 22-save night by goalie Matthew Smith Jr. But they went down 4-0 to Williams and could not catch up, despite scoring for themselves. The Lynn Jets also fell 11-0 to Medford, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Jets goaltender Nicholas Danino still recorded a staggering 49 saves on the night. The Celtics are riding a mini 3-game win streak, downing the New York Knicks 133-123 on the 8th, and longtime rivals the Cleveland Cavaliers twice, 120-113 on the 12th, and 116-107 on the 14th. The first 2 contests, Jason Tatum scored 25 points, but it was Derek White's 30 that led the team over the Cavaliers for an 18-5 record. A 5-3 victory over the Arizona Coyotes and a 2-1 overtime loss to the New Jersey Devils on the 13th give the Bruins a 5-4-1 record over their last 10 games, while remaining in the top spot in the Eastern Conference. David Pastrnak led the way against the Coyotes, recording 2 goals and an assist to support the 30-save night of Linus Ullmark. Goalie Jeremy Swayman had a 33-save game against the Devils, but the Bruins only managed to find the back of the net once off 24 shots on goal. Up next on the Lowdown, we welcome back Brightview Health to direct attention to addiction during the holidays. Their community outreach manager outlined steps both people in recovery and their loved ones can take to help them enjoy the holiday season in a way that's compatible for them. Here is the Lowdown. Hello and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we will once again welcome the Community Outreach Manager for Brightview Health. Dan, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, I just want to, I really appreciate you, giving me the floor like this. You all have been first class and have given us this opportunity. So really just want to, thank you very much on behalf of Brightview. We definitely appreciate that. We always love to give the floor to so many amazing organizations. And one of the reasons you wanted to come in around now is because holidays are coming up, Thanksgiving just happened, and that can be a very challenging time for people who struggle from addiction. That's it, yeah. The holiday season can just bring out, added stress during this time of year for just so many different reasons. And for people who are, in recovery, certain things can, happen that could, possibly trigger that. So, with the added stress of the holidays, it's really important to make sure you have your support system and everything to, really get through it. Mm-hmm. And what would be some tips that you would offer for things that people could do? Sure. Well, there's various reasons as to why, you could have, you might have the added stress of the holidays, whether it's, the financial burden of, of the holiday season, whether it's, seeing family and friends is usually everybody has, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people have that one person just, rally up during the holiday season. And then the sense of loneliness or loss, that could really add the stress of the holidays. And the ways around it is, for starters, it's to have those recovery supportive friends in your corner. Just whether it's a call or a text, make sure you have that support system with you throughout the holidays to make sure you have your routine and make sure you have those friends that are you'll be able to contact if you feel like you need to. Also, just be open about it with your family and friends. If they are your family and friends, they'll support you on it. They'll make the process easier for you throughout the holiday season. Because, like I said, it can be difficult going to various parties and whatnot. So being open about it could be much easier in the long run. And then also, have an emergency plan in place. Have like a substance abuse counselor, at your disposal if possible. This industry, it's really 24 hours. My phone rings throughout, pretty much all day long. Trying to help people get to them, in any way I can. So have that at your disposal. Call a substance abuse counselor if it's an emergency. They'll get you through whichever situation you're in. And then little things too, like if you're going to a party, if you have access to your own transportation, bring your own transportation. So if you start to get uncomfortable or stressed out, when to leave, and bring your own drinks. Like if it's very easy to just if you're in a social gathering, if you have a drink in your hand, someone won't be asking you, hey, do you need a drink? And you don't have to go through those questions and get into that. So just little things like that can make it easier throughout the stressful times of the holidays.
And I was curious. With your website and so many, they say having a plan and also having a routine are so vital. And why is that? Because
it allows you to having a routine. It keeps your plan in place. If you wake it's funny you asked that because my fiance and I recently just binge watching a show and it's a reality show and it's one of those you're up till 3, you wake up whenever, and you can tell the people are in recovery. Like they're waking up bright and early 7 a.m. running around and sticking to the routine no matter where they are. It's important if you have that mindset of just having that routine and it's you follow it pretty religiously. It'll get you through times like the holidays. And we just had Thanksgiving and with Christmas coming up, it'll get you through times like that.
Mm-hmm. And even looking at statistics like last year, it was down a little bit. There were still 2,300 deaths from drug overdose, so it's still such a horrible and prominent problem.
So true. It's an epidemic that isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So yeah, it's one of those things that it's you need to if you need to educate yourself on things like Narcan and just be present for stuff anything like that. If you have someone close to you, just be supportive because like I said, it's not going anywhere. So it's and although it's good that it's going down, but that number is still far too high.
Still far too big. And for Brightview specifically, what resources do you offer during the holidays, but also in general, to people?
Yeah, so I mean, our resources. I mean, we have 12 centers throughout the state, and you can make we have a 24-hour service line where you can call to speak to someone. But yeah, no, we're here throughout in each and every as many communities as we can get to throughout the state. And no, we just want to we offer we feel really unique services to people going through addiction. And we'll be there at like I said throughout the holidays. If you need someone to call, we're almost nice to a fault. Like we work too hard on helping everybody. So it's if you ever we're just always around to be able to help you.
And a vital thing I remember from our last interviews you said was time, responding to people quickly, making sure they don't have to wait weeks on end because that can be so detrimental to them.
So it's such that time when a person decides that they want to fight their addiction. It's such a pivotal time when they decide that. And I remember we discussed last time, and it was we were saying that that person if they decide they want to make a change and it's a month, however long it takes to get an appointment, a lot of things can happen in between that time that would make them maybe not go down that path. With Brightview, we want to make sure we get you in as soon as possible. So if you call us and to schedule an appointment, we will get you in within 24 to 48 hours. We also take walk-ins up until 3 p.m. each day as well, because because it's important to really if they want to tackle their addiction, it's important that we're there for them whenever they decide to do so.
So we're talking a lot about the holiday season, but it's also important not just to have a plan for that, but then also beyond them too. It's not like it just stops after Christmas or Hanukkah or any of these.
That's so true. And although addiction is really tailored to be unique and a unique situation for each and every person, with us and with, our outpatient program, you can really stretch it out for as long as you need to. But so like, just the holiday season is stressful enough, but life goes on after that. So, with a program like ours, like, we could have patients throughout, the entirety of their lives, you know what I mean? However long it takes to get them better. So whether it's the holiday season or just, a regular Tuesday or Wednesday, addiction, like I said, it's not going anywhere, and we're, we'll be there as much as we can to, to provide help for you.
One very specific point that I saw when I was reading that I think is interesting is when you're making your plan, when you're figuring out what to do, is saying it's acceptable to say no to something, which can be incredibly difficult just in general. I know I'm very bad at saying no, but why is it so vital to make that point?
In regards to who, us or the patient?
No, sorry, like in terms of like if you had a patient and they were invited to a party, let's say, or something, and something that maybe they're not very comfortable with, but they struggle to say no to it. And you say that's vital that they can do that. Yeah, it's vital. That's where having a support system comes into place. Like, hey, I just got invited to a party. I'm probably not the best idea if I should go. Having that support system for someone to be able to tell you, be in your ear and giving you the right advice, it makes it that much easier to say no. And everybody's, you've probably been in that situation where should I or shouldn't I? Having the right people in your corner can make that really, that much easier. Being able to say no is, can, in the long run, obviously help you in many situations. And, so looking forward, I said, to the future for Brightview, you're coming into a brand new year. So what are you thinking about for this new year, these next? Yeah, so it's funny. When I remember when I met with you last time, and also like when I kind of began, my path at Brightview, it's just Brightview. And like I was saying earlier, like, everybody's addiction is really unique to their own. There's a lot of times when, patients come in and, after speaking with a physician, it may be determined that their best source of, help is, through inpatient or some sort of detox. So it's not only are we, continuing to grow as, as a program in Lynn, like, we're, obviously, helping more and more patients each day. We want to be able to, spread out our services and, build relationships with more partners to help our patients if we can't help them. Yes. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the most important part is making sure the patient gets better. And if it's through, an inpatient program, some sort of, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's getting them better. So at Brightview, we just want to continue to help our community that we're in with patients coming in. And we're also, we'll continue to grow our services and grow as a program as we go. But also we want to be able to help our patient in every way possible and continue to build relationships with various programs throughout the community to do so. Mm-hmm. You definitely said do so coming on here and really making sure that you're visible in the community. And I have to wrap up in a moment, but was there anything that I hadn't touched on that you wanted to mention? No, it's just that, like, obviously kind of the topic of discussion was the holiday season. So, if anybody's, out there and, they feel like, they may be struggling with, the stress of the holiday season, and you're suffering from addiction, if us at Brightview, we're here to help in any way we can, whether it's just to, you come in, if we're very helpful and we want to make sure that, we can be there in any way we can. So just if you ever, we're right on Munroe Street and, like I said, we're here to help. Great. So I want to thank you again for coming on to share all of the amazing resources that you have. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Great. And have a great holiday. You too. And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests. Now we toss it over to the community calendar. Tomorrow, the 16th, Running United Nationwide is running a United Christmas Party and Toy Drive at 15 Coburn Street from 2 to 6 p.m. It will be a day of food, fun, activities, and entertainment for all ages. The event is free, but entry to the event is a shelf-stable food item, any canned or boxed food item, which will be collected at the door. Also, bring a new unwrapped gift for their toy drive. They are looking for donations of toys, board games, and balls for all different sports. Come spread some holiday cheer while giving back to the community. The Lynn Public Schools Coordinated Family and Community Engagement Program is holding their weekly Messy Mornings playgroup on the 20th at 10:45 a.m. Taking place at the Lynn YMCA, CFCE is free for families with children ages 0 to 6 living in Lynn, Saugus, or Nahan. Funded by a Department of Early Education and Care grant, their various events give children a safe place to play and grow. For a complete calendar of their events, go to lyntv.org. Wednesday, December 27th, the High Rock Observatory is hosting another installation of their Starry Nights program beginning at 5 p.m. The dome occupancy limit is 15 people and pre-registration is required to attend. It will be canceled as the forecast calls for mostly cloudy skies, with a confirmation or cancellation email being sent to participants by 2 p.m. the day of. There will also be a secondary telescope set up on the ground level for those with mobility issues or if the dome reaches capacity. That brings us to the end of the news for this week. To stay up to date on all the latest happenings in Lynn, follow us on social media at Lynn Community Television. For news, our complete community calendar, and videos on demand, visit lyntv.org. And go to Lynn Community Television on YouTube for event coverage, interviews, and member content. I'm Dani Vittori, this is LCTV News, and we will see you next week.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Encompass Health, Rehabilitation Hospital of New England. North Shore Community College. If you have the will to attend college, we have the way for you to earn your degree. And Leo Inc., your local community action agency.